Let me give it some time. In like 5 minutes, I will start. Monday, Tuesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, oh shit, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So yeah, let's give it 5 minutes. Let me see if you guys will join before I take off. I should share this with this girl. Oh yeah. Monday, Monday, 8 a.m. Monday. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Monday we had on Monday was an L day, even though we got a good setup. I think this was it. Let's start from here. Um, yeah, on Monday, this was the level that I focused on right here. So basically, right, what happened on Monday? Price gave you 1 to 1 before you will not see reversal. I mean, you should expect that on Mondays, man. Mondays barely ever move till like you know see when it actually made the move for the day around like Tuesday 1 a.m. So on Monday, this was the level that got swept. Let me drop down to the 5 minutes. Oh shit. Oh man, I can't go that far back. Okay, since I can't go that far back, yeah, I would focus on, you know, I can't go that far back. So what I could tell, set up. So when this happened, the sweep happened on Monday, we're targeting these levels. But instead, we got like a 1 to 1, right? For price did the unthinkable and then reversed on us. So basically, what I was looking for is after the sweep of that swing on Monday, and then we had a displacement on 5 minutes. I can't go to my 5 minute chart right now because I'm using basic plan or what's it called? Um Trading view. So price gave us a 1 to 1 on Monday and then reversed. This is a very clean setup in my opinion because we got this other block formed after the sweep. We got displacements, that's these three candles that you know printed after the sweep. The only downside to know what happened on Monday was, I mean, it was even a good setup, man, because it gave us a 1 to 1. I mean, in some other world, like I would have secured, but after the 1 to 1, price, you know, did its thing. I think I entered off the retracement to this fair value gap here on the 5 minutes. I wish I could see this on the 5 minutes, man. I wish, I really wish I could see it on 5 minutes. So we waited for a sweep of these highs and London of these highs. Yeah, I think it was this. Yeah, on Monday. Yeah, yeah, it was this. Waited for the sweep of these highs, Asian high and 1 hour swing high. Yeah, on Monday. Then after price swap, we could see like it integrated this fair value gap, integrated this, and then I entered off like this move because when price came back here, yeah, and I saw it broke back down immediately, I entered off this fair value gap here, which gave us like 1, 2, 5, then ultimately reversed. I could say like the only downside to this, the only error in this trade was like maybe I should have just skipped it entirely because normally I don't like this to form. I prefer immediately price sweeps, it forms another block, then pushes down. But you see price swept, you say it broke above this but reacting off this OD and continue pushing down. I didn't enter immediately when I saw this because I was waiting for price to break this level. But when I saw price come back here, formed another block, then broke this level, and that was a break of structure. So once that happened, I entered on the retracement to this fair value gap. On a normal day, like some people just do this. Imagine that like giving us a 1 to 3 risk reward, but I like to keep my stops like above here a little bit because like price could use this as liquidity, you know. So better to be on the safe side. So came all the way down, gave us a 1 to 3, then started reversing very mainly. You know. Overall, I would say this was a B plus setup, man, because it didn't immediately give us a break here. You know. So that was that for Monday. Then on Tuesday we had a winning trade on Tuesday. So what happened on Tuesday? Let's see. Oh, on Tuesday, um, shit, stuff's confusing me. Sorry, give me a second. Usually no viewers, so I really don't care. This is for me. On Tuesday, my thinking was on Tuesday, price swept these highs at Asian session and gave displacements immediately. So my thinking was two things: is either price is coming back here to sweep this highs and give us a push down, or it's going to react off this other block, which it did. So when price came to this other block here, let's go to the 5 minutes and take this off. So when price, oh, see, when price came here on Tuesday, right, it broke structure to the upside, and immediately when it tapped in here, broke to the downside. Now look at this, yeah, we got the fair value gap here. that if price was to respect, we're going to get a push up. But once I noticed that price was disrespecting, once I noticed price broke this low, disrespecting this fair value gap, and we had another block here, I was like, cool. So basically, the trade of the day was to, know, take it off. Basically, the trade of the day was this this short here on the entry on the fair value gap. I would have liked to enter this other block through this other block here that first formed in this fair value gap range, but because I know that sometimes gold likes to form another block and use it as liquidity when there is a fair value gap above. I was, confident to, wait for it to come to this fair value gap because gold likes to use fair value gaps as retracement. So when that happened on the retracement, I was basically targeting the next 1 hour drawn liquidity, which was like, yeah, I think around here. And we got like a 1 to 4 that day, basically on this Asian low target. So this was basically the trade on Tuesday. This was a very clean A plus setup coming from the displacement on the 1 hour time frame. I particularly like this type of setups because when they work, they really just go very smoothly, you know. So we saw when price broke, just gave us a little retrain, then at 1 p.m. all the way down. So after price had given the move for the day, we couldn't, take any more trades because once gold moves like during London, they're expanding they're getting to the full extension in New York or it's going to reverse. So once I saw like this form and then this fair value gap implicating this fair value gap, I just you know left the trade for the day. This is a solid trade. I mean, one I would like to take any day, anytime. So that was one win, one loss on the day. Okay, on the week. Then on Wednesday, what happened on Wednesday? Give me a sec. Yeah, on Wednesday, let me drop to my one now. We had an L trade on Wednesday. So this is what I was. This was the day I got manipulated because I went to mark here. This is the level I'm supposed to mark. You know, you know, and I wouldn't have had a trade on that day unless like in New York. Because after I saw this, I knew like price is definitely going to pump up, catch. Anyways, I marked here on Wednesday, so let me show you what happened. Because that was the Asian high, the Asian kill zone high, and I know price likes to react off there. So let's drop it 5 minutes. Yeah. So look what happened. Price swept this high, then gave us displacement, right? I took two trades that day. The first trade was off like this level that price swept. So when I saw price swept that level, pushed down strongly after this break, we entered shorts here. My mistake was that like I should have entered after price had tapped into this fair value gap because that's supposed to be my entry, but price already entered, price already tapped into it, you know, and continued pushing down. So me, I was gonna re-enter on like the top, this fair value gap here. Well, what happened instead? Price came, uniquely I entered, uniquely it came here, broke through. That was the first L. The mistake, what I normally like to wait for would have been for this candle to be bigger than this. But since that didn't happen, okay, this move that broke the structure was another mistake. I should have waited for, you know, it to break this structure because basically this is like an internal structure here. So I probably was waiting so much and I got like impatient, and then when I saw this I was so excited. I wasn't even, funny enough, like immediately I saw this I called out that like this setup is invalidated, but I still took it. Why? Because I'm still battling with my psychology. But anyways, like once, if price wasn't to, you know, break this level, right? If price didn't tap into this before pushing all the way down, I'm pretty sure this would have given us something. But anyways, then this also, this was the one I thought price was running away from me, not knowing that I set my own self up for failure. Because this is what I was waiting for, like a sweep of the high, session high, 1 hour high. So I was basically just waiting for price to, come into this level and target other jobs and liquidity. But what did price do? If I wasn't so, if I didn't, if I had marked this level properly, right, I would have seen this trade because this is like a prime setup, like sweep of London lows. You know, this is on the 1 hour. This was a low on Wednesday. This was a low on Wednesday. Yeah, this. Let me just 30 minutes so I see it clearly. See, this was a low, right? Directly beneath an OB. I know gold likes to respect that. So, and there was FOMC that this day. So, like me trading that day was totally not even allowed. So that L, very valid. My fault. Sorry, guys. Anyways, on to the next Thursday. Thursday, what did we have on Thursday? Yeah, Thursday was pretty clean. Let's drop to the 1 hour. On Thursday, so again, price swept these highs in Asian, gave displacement, you know. So me, I was either waiting for price to come and sweep here or here, right? So we got a sweep here. Let's drop to 5 minutes. got a sweep here, we got displacement here, got displacement here, this whole push down, you know, and a break below this other block. So this becomes a breakout block. This whole thing now becomes a breakout block. Because when an order block, when there's an order block, right, and price breaks it, you should expect price to react strongly from then on, right? So when I basically entered off like I took my shots from this entry here, stops above that level. And what did we get? We got like a 1 to 3 weeks reward trade for price did the inevitable reversing on us. Yep, 1 to 3. So that was basically 2 wins, 2 losses on the week. Each trade hitting 1 to 6. So sorry, each trade hitting a 1 to 3. So basically, we would have closed with the week with a 4 hour at least. So if you had held, so even give us like a 1 to 4 basically, and then in New York, of course, now reaction of this reversal candle of death came all the way back here, swept, continue pushing down. Then Friday was mean. Friday was mean. But let's break it down a bit. On Friday, on Friday, what even happened on Friday? Okay. On Friday, my mistake was I was trading off like the internal high instead of a swing high because basically what I waited for was yeah, the sweep of this high. Yeah. Um, I traded off the sweep of this high, which I shouldn't have done. I should have traded off this one because this is like the swing before the break. So just like eternal structure. So my first trade was off here. So let's drop to 5 minutes. Um, yeah. So price swept it in London. You know, immediately displaced. Another mistake I made. Like if I was to trade this right, I should have traded immediately this candle formed. This is a rejection of the February gap and then targeted other draws on liquidity. But this is what I did instead. When I saw the sweep and I saw this big ass candle, breaking structure, I was like, cool. I should have waited for it to break this level because this is internal structure. I should have waited for it to break this one before I took the shots. So this was basically what happened on Friday. Price, you know, give it 1 to 1 again, reversed on us, then came back all the way down, then came back like you can just see there was a whole lot of rubbish just going on Friday. So that was like the third loss for the week. So basically we had like 5 or 6 trades with like 3 losses and you know 2 wins. The 3 losses amounted to like -3R and the 2 wins 6R. So basically we have closed the week with a three three week reward of 3R. So I won't say it's a bad week, man. Just my execution discipline. I need to tighten that shit up, man, and just tighten my rules because that would have saved us a lot of profits this week, man. But anyways, we keep learning every day. Not perfect yet, but getting to mastery. So that was basically trades for the week, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I wish you guys were here to ask me questions because I don't know. But yeah, that's basically it all, man. Yeah. Anyways, see you guys next week.